Welcome to another episode of the Nashville Dads. This week, we talk about soccer games, going to doctor's offices, teething, and middle names. We hope you enjoy. Justin, last time we hung out was Father's Day, whenever you went to your first ever Nashville SC soccer game. It was also their first ever home loss.
Yep.
Do you sense a correlation?
So I am bad luck, apparently.
I'm telling you, it's like I said whenever we split ways that night. You have to go to a second game. That way we can see what part of the formula and the superstition works.
I'm down. I am down. I had a great time.
Did you?
It was
Good.
awesome.
I'm
glad. I looked up on YouTube like all the rules of soccer so I could figure out like
What
for my
is
next
offsides?
game, because my first game I'm like I have no idea what
Everyone's
offsides,
yelling.
what all these penalties are. So I was completely lost, but I had a great time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, I need to know the rules for the next time I go.
You know, I was trying to explain it to you, but in real time, it's kind of hard.
It is. I'm very visual, so like on YouTube, it was showing almost like chess pieces of the players and everything, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it now.
Yeah, it's any rule to a game. So like once you see it once and it's cemented in your mind, you're like, oh, that's offsides.
Yeah.
Cool. Now I know what that is.
Yep.
Fouls are completely different. I feel like fouls, like any sport, are just dependent on the referee. Where you're like, wait, that wasn't, or that should be, wait, last game that was a yellow card, but this game is just, you didn't call it as a foul at all. So that's a different level of understanding.
I was so confused. It was towards the end of the game when they called a penalty and we were supposed to do a penalty kick.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, the other guy from the other team, like, basically just got right in front of him and was just, like, staring at the ball, pointing at the ball. I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah.
Is this legal? What's going on?
It was. I actually don't know how it was legal. Yeah, they called a penalty, which was a penalty kick, and then to draw out more time so the referee could look at the replay to determine if everything was legal for the play for it to be a penalty kick. The guy basically grabbed the ball out of the player's hand so he couldn't take the penalty kick and rush it.
Yeah.
Which was a yellow card. But in the time that he did to delay the game, then the referee was like, well, I guess we should look at the replay. And I'm like, that's not fair.
There's so much drama in soccer, I've realized. Like with them getting knocked a little bit and they'll roll. Yep. They'll tumble like 3 times and just be screaming in agony, and then all of a sudden they'll just get up and it's like nothing was wrong. Pretty
much.
I don't see it as strategy at all. I know there is strategy. But,
there's strategy too.
But man, come on.
It's like in football whenever if a team is doing really well and suddenly a defensive player has cramps in the middle of the no-huddle offense, and you're like, oh, interesting. You had cramps right whenever they're at the goal line. Huh, intriguing how that worked out. Huh.
But no, I had a great time. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
I definitely want to go again.
We didn't take any pictures of us there. We probably should have done something.
We took one.
Oh, did we?
And it was with me, you, and our friend Jason.
Okay.
Yeah. Met up with my friend Jason Barclay while we were there.
Yeah.
He had some pretty sweet season tickets.
Yeah. After halftime, he was like, hey, there's 2 seats open in front of me. Do you want to come here? And we're like, yeah, why not? It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
He was like middle field in the lower bowl. So it was
like 6 rows back.
Yeah. You could, it's like where you're close enough where whenever the fans scream at the players, they actually hear them and respond.
Yes, it was so funny.
It was just ridiculous.
Hearing some of the fans screaming.
No obscenities. It was all very perfect language for a Sunday afternoon.
And I feel like that section was more rowdy than the actual fan section where we were.
It was,
the first half. Like, and that's supposed to be the most rowdy, right?
It should be. Yeah.
I was actually thinking about taking like some of my managers.
Oh,
I think that'd be a fun work little hangout.
But anyway, since we met up last, I think have you guys gone to your doctor's appointment with Ada? Wow, infectious disease. Have you gone to infectious disease?
Yeah,
with
we
Ada?
we had infectious disease Thursday. So all last week I was sick.
Oh, really?
Coughing up a storm.
Oh man.
Yeah, you're covering your mouth now.
Yeah, I'm just glad there's a chair between us.
But no, I was sick, coughing, just so congested. So we were like, well, we don't want to like go there and then them kick us out because I'm like coughing up a storm.
Yeah.
So I stayed back.
Yep.
Haley went with her, and they looked at her growth charts, looked at her blood work, And they were like, she seems great in her growth charts. The second panel of blood work looks like everything is good. We don't really think it's some type of autoimmune.
Oh, that's good.
She seems to be thriving.
Yeah, that's great.
Most babies that have an autoimmune are like not able to thrive. Like they lose weight.
Maybe some data points of growth that would be off.
So, but they did say with family history of allergies, like really bad allergies and asthma, that she might have allergies or asthma right now, which is really rare for a baby to have this early on. But they were like, we don't know, but we're going to recommend you going to an allergist, have them check it out.
Oh, man.
So we have an appointment with an allergist, but it's like end of September. So we have a long ways to go. We're on a waiting list. So if like somebody cancels or gets bumped or something like that, then we'll get in sooner. But
do you think they have to do like I remember whenever I did allergy testing, they did like the toothpick thing where they put all like the allergens on toothpicks and prick your back and then wait. Do you think they have to do something like that with her?
Oh, I have no idea.
Man, I hope not. She's a very little body.
Miserable.
Yeah,
for
that
her.
would not be ideal.
Yeah, I remember doing that, and it was horrible.
I mean, someone basically pokes you with something and goes to see how mad your body gets.
Yeah.
And then they document it.
Yeah.
So
I remember laying there. They did the test. They gave me my whole entire back was covered up.
Yeah.
And it was probably like 10 minutes. My doctor opens up the door. And he was like, just checking. He was like, oh my God. He was like, you're allergic to everything. I'm like, yep.
I'm aware. Are you allergic to all grass? I'm allergic to all grass.
Oh yeah. I'm allergic to everything outside. I'm allergic to my job.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Every plant, every grass, every tree.
Do you take like Zyrtec year round?
No, I don't take Zyrtec anymore.
That's good. That means the allergy shots are doing something.
But no, so yeah, I'm allergic to every type of tree, every grass, every plant you can think of.
Have you guys, since I have bad allergies, my doctor told us to make sure to give Josh peanut butter. Has your doctor told you to do that too?
Yep. Okay. And we did.
Yep.
We give her little doses of it. I mean, we don't give her too much.
You're not like, here's 3 tablespoons. You can't leave the table.
Have fun with this.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I mean, at least I think that's what we're supposed to be doing, is just kind of giving a little bit at a time just to see how she does with it. And if she does well, then we can give a little bit more and a little bit more till.
Do you have any food allergies, or is it just like airborne?
So I'm pretty sure I do have food allergies. I'm so lazy that I don't want to like do the elimination diet.
I understand. Yeah.
I'm so tired of just being allergic to everything. I'm just like, I don't care.
I'll take some meds.
I'll take what it is, because when I'm allergic to foods, like I get a whole bunch of mucus buildup.
Yeah.
And I just have like start coughing it up. But I don't know what it is.
I tried to do like an anti-inflammatory diet once, like the Candida diet. And so I did that for like a month or two, just because I have bad allergies. And like I had a legitimate bread withdrawal.
Yeah.
Where like I had a headache for like 4 days from not eating bread.
I would go insane. I love bread.
After like 2 months of it, whenever you have little kids also, to try to be like, eat something without ketchup. Eat something without breading. It's like, I don't know how to do
Those
this.
are the 2 major food groups.
Yeah, that's every child. Oh, don't eat any cheese or noodles. Oh, that's like one of my daughter's main food groups. Okay, got it.
Noodles are like everything.
Everything, yes. So I would like try to make like gluten-free noodles from scratch and fun stuff like that. Then I was like, and then I went back to like my ENT, and it didn't really make that much of a difference.
Really?
So I was like, cool, I'm eating ice cream. I don't care. Like, this is fine. Yeah. But yeah, it's weird whenever you try to eliminate a food from your diet, to like the scale of like, was this actually worth it or not?
No.
I'm still more in the stubbornness also of like, man, I like bread. I'm going to eat bread.
Bread for sure. I'll never be able to give up. And then I'm pretty sure I'm allergic to any of the spices that are in like Thai food, Indian food, Mexican food. But those are like my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, nope, I'll just deal with it.
Take some Benadryl and go to bed. It's fine.
Yeah, heck yeah.
But anyway, back to Ada.
Yes, back to Ada. So we'll find out. Hopefully we'll be able to get something in sooner, but September, end of September sometime.
I just hope it's all before the end of the calendar year based on your insurance.
Oh, man. I think we've exhausted all of our insurance at this point.
Going to the emergency room is just guaranteed max out of pocket, I feel like.
Yeah. So, man,
it's not ideal.
Don't go to the ER if you don't have to, for sure.
For multiple reasons.
Yeah.
But that's the only good thing is whenever like you need to go get these tests, you're like, sure, but we're getting in as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And it's going to be in network.
Yep. Yeah, it has to be in network.
Yep.
If you're not in network, then good luck to you.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
There's like a Josh Ritter lyric that's went to a doctor, sent me 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 to a doctor. And that's what I think of whenever I go to the doctor. Just I went to a doctor, sent me to a doctor, then they sent me to a doctor, then they sent me to a doctor.
I mean, it kind of is. Like our pediatrician told us to go to the infectious disease. Infectious disease told us to go to the allergist. Now, where's the allergist going to take us?
It's a really weird game of telephone.
Yep. We'll never know.
You never will.
But
I'm glad that all the data points point to no autoimmune disorder.
Yeah, that's what we were really hoping that was going to be the case. Our physician was like, either she has something, or they're going to be able to refer you somewhere else, or they're just going to tell you you guys just have bad luck, and her immune system like is just a little louder than everybody else's whenever she gets a infection.
Yep.
And that's probably where it's leaning towards. But if she does have an allergy, I'm sure we'll figure something out as it goes.
It stinks though.
But yeah, that's been the last almost 5-6 months of just constant sickness now.
And she's 10 months, right?
She's 9.
About to 9 months. We'll be 10 months.
Almost
like
10
next
months.
Week.
Yep. Yeah, and I can't believe that.
Yeah, right.
I feel like it was just like a month ago that she was born. Because I still feel like I have no idea what the hell I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess I probably won't until she's grown up.
Maybe. There should always be some form of humility in that, though, of just being like, do I know what I'm doing? Hopefully, like, I'm a believer of the sentiment of, like, I don't think that you get to determine if you're a good dad or not. Like, I shouldn't walk around and be like, I'm a good dad. Just like, hopefully I'm doing something that's good for my kids. It's kind of like how I approach it. I feel like once I start to think like I'm a good dad, it's like, oh, your ego is
you're a cocky SOB.
Basically, yeah. Just like, what do you? Wow. Do your kids agree? Like, let me set the standard. I'll live up to it. What about anyone else who's involved? Yeah. No, they don't get a say. So just, there should be some healthy level of skepticism in all things. I feel like, or self-doubt.
But what's been going on in your life?
Josh just got his first ever round of antibiotics, so we're trying to catch up with you.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, finally. He had like 2 weeks of being mucusy, so he had like mucus that came out of his eyes, which is fun.
Whoa,
but he didn't have
even know
pink eye.
Possible.
Yeah, so it can come out of like the corner of your eye. So he woke up like 4 days in a row with mucus coming out of his eyes, but his eyes weren't pink and he didn't have a fever. So we called the doctor, and they're like, well, if you want, we can call you in drops. And we're like, cool, if his eyes get pink, then we'll call you. If he gets a fever, then we'll call you. He never did. His eyes stopped being gunky. So like, okay, cool, that is what that is. And then he's also growing, like, I think he has 4 top teeth coming in at once.
Nice.
Yeah. So he has like the top 2, the 2 next to it, and the 2 next to those. So he has like 2 teeth on the top middle that have come through. The ones next to him are about halfway down, and you can see the other ones poking through. So we're like, cool, you're just growing teeth. And then, like, last week, he had 2 days in which he had a fever, like 101 or 102 degree temperature. Okay. We were giving him, like, Motrin and Tylenol, like, every 3 hours.
Yep.
And then I was like, cool, if this happens for a 3rd day, I'm going to call the doctor. We're going to get in to be seen. He didn't have it on the 3rd day. So I'm like, okay, cool. You're just super uncomfortable. And then, like, in the last 24 hours or so, he, like, is fine. Whenever he nurses, he'll, like, scream and writhe and, like, throw his head back and then kind of put his hand near his ear. So I was like, okay, maybe I have an ear infection. So he'd been doing that towards his right ear this entire time. Took him in the doctor today, which, by the way, waiting room with 3 kids. around lunchtime. Super fun experience. Ooh, would recommend it to everyone.
I can hear the sarcasm.
No, it's fine. You deal with it. You figure out how to play I Spy a lot and figure out games. But I think we waited for like 40 minutes in the room, and by like minute 30, I was like, we were like, we called in the morning and they squeezed us in. You know,
okay.
we didn't have like
dang, 40 minutes.
Yeah, no, it was like, hey, can you see us today? And they're like, yeah, we'll see you at 11:15. And then by like 12:15, they came in. You know,
okay,
but yeah, you just play a lot of I Spy. You make up games with them and let them have an imagination, and it works out. But anyway, so doctor came in and looked at his ear. I was like, oh, it's going to be his right ear. It was his left ear. His right ear's fine. And I'm just like, what? I don't, because like he has longer hair now, so it's like over his ear. So I think he's trying to push the hair away. But also he doesn't have a fever anymore, and the only sign of it he shows is whenever he nurses, sometimes he screams and kicks. So
that's a sign of like,
I don't know. Sometimes whenever like a kid like lays down when they have an ear infection, that shift makes them mad. Maybe.
Okay, that might be why. So
he likes being upright a lot more right now than laying down.
Ada still has ear infections, even with all the tubes, like constant ear infections.
Oh, also, he's never had any discharge out of his ears.
That's so weird.
Yeah, so like they're like he has an ear infection. I was like, none of his signs would have told me ear infection. Besides that, he's been gunky for like 2 weeks. And he had a fever like 4 days ago.
Well, I mean, Ada never had discharge really coming out of her ear until she got the tubes.
Oh,
then once she got the tubes, then it was able to actually drain.
Yeah.
But before then, it was just sitting in there, and that's why it was never getting better.
Yeah.
So she'll get them, and then she'll stop. But like, it's a constant. Like, she'll have an ear infection. It will be better for basically 2 days, and then she'll get them again.
Yeah.
But lately, when I lay her down to like change her diaper or put her on the changing mat, she'll like kind of get upset and whine or cry a little bit. And I'm wondering, I asked Haley that last night. I was like, why? Am I doing something wrong?
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that might
maybe could be pressure and ear changes, because Josh, if he like cries himself awake, or at least right now, then like whenever I hold him, if I try to sit down with him or lay down with him, he's like, not having it. But if I stand with him, he's fine. So I don't know if it's like a shift in angles for his ears or what.
That makes sense.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like when I've had an ear infection, or just even like a temperature and just having all that gunk up in your head, like when you make sudden changes, especially like from sitting to laying down. You kind of like get a sharp pain or a pain in your head. So
have you ever flown whenever you have a cold or a sinus infection?
And then like one of my ears I couldn't hear out of for like 3 or 4 days.
Oh man, it's
I
like
hated it.
I've done that before where I've flown where I'm like, oh, I think I have a slight cold, I'll be fine, and then like you get up in the air and you're like, oh nope, it's worse than I thought. Oh, my entire face hurts. Sounds like someone took a knife and is just dragging it through my face, basically.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Just breathe.
All that sinus pressure just crunching
it's
down.
Fantastic. It's a good time.
Yeah.
So I would say that's a meh from the past since we met up last, because, sleep has been kind of existent.
Yeah.
So, or just he's just uncomfortable. Or like, you'd be like, oh, you have a fever. Oh, wait, now I have to, or like, the other day, he woke up from a nap, and then he fell back asleep on me for like an hour. And I was like, well, I want you to sleep, so I'll keep holding you. But like, won't you sleep better in the... all right, I'll just keep holding you. It'll be fine. The kids are lost in... The other girls are lost in play, and you're fine. So I'm just going to ride this out.
Just keep doing what you're doing.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Well, speaking of sleep, high for me, the last 3 or 4 days... Sleep has been good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Not waking up at like 4 a.m.?
Well, I mean, she's still waking up a little bit.
Yeah.
But not last night, but the night before. And the night before that, it was slept the entire night. Got up probably around 6:30.
Yeah.
With really no big problems. Last night, she screamed out twice.
Yeah.
Once where I had to go up and get her passy, and then she fell back asleep. Second time, I just waited a little bit just to check if she would just fall back asleep, and she did.
Nice.
So I'll take that opposed to the screaming, whining baby that like can't fall back asleep until
and you're holding them and you're like, I think I'm awake right now. I think I'm awake right now. She's squirmy. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like you're in the Matrix or something. I don't know.
But really, yeah, it's like Twilight. You're just like there and you're like, I think I'm awake. Heather told me the other night she had a bunch of business meetings and like Josh was fussy and she was like nursing him to go back to sleep. And she was like, basically I was like, oh, is he okay? Does he need anything? And she like was like, he needs this report by tomorrow. And apparently I also I don't remember it, was like, oh, I'm sorry, I hope you get that report out. And like went back to sleep. So whatever that means. So yeah, there are those moments where you wake up and you're like, just clarifying, was this a dream or did I actually do this last night? And I'm like, I don't know.
That's parent like fog, I guess. Just you don't know what's reality anymore.
You don't. I feel like around 1, a lot of that fog clears, or there's a lot more stability.
Yeah.
So
a little bit more sleep, a
predictability.
Yeah.
I feel like, or even like, since Heather's been able to breastfeed Josh, like you can start introducing in like cow's milk and stuff like that whenever they're 1. So it seems like the independence is able to grow a little bit, and like they reach more like developmental milestones where they can like walk, they have more independence, they're more easier to interact with. Whereas like right now, like Josh can sit up pretty well. He can, but he also is now pulling up on stuff and falling backwards and hitting his head. So you're still like hovering behind him at like all times. Where like in 4 months from now, he'll probably be walking and I'll be like, oh, don't open that drawer. Like so it's just very, very different.
Yeah. Is he eating any solid foods yet?
Oh man, he eats so much fruit. Like
That's
strawberries
good.
and blueberries are his favorite thing ever.
Awesome.
I just dice it up. And he'll do chicken usually.
Yeah.
So
we've done Thai food.
Oh, really? I haven't tried. We're so covetous of our Thai food. Whenever we get it, we're like, I'm not sharing. I will share with Heather. Heather will share with me, and everyone else is on there.
So for Father's Day, I wanted to go to Dang Thai.
Yeah.
So that's where we went. It was awesome. It was great. I can't ever pronounce what I actually ate, but
you can point to it on a menu, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, all right, I want that. But Haley got something that was just no spice on it at all. So we're like, all right, we can give it to her. No spice, should be fine. She just gobbled it up.
That's
Loved
awesome.
it. So she's tried that. She's tried chicken. We gave her chicken and lentils.
Oh, interesting.
Today.
Yeah.
She seemed to like it. I don't know.
Yeah, right? It's more like the 3rd or 4th time you got to give it to her where you find out if she likes it or not.
Yeah.
Like the first time she might have been like, man, this is okay. And then by the 3rd time when she just throws it on the ground, you're like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Noted.
She's doing that like with chicken still.
Yeah.
She'll pick it up and you're like, oh, yeah. And then she'll just look at it and then she'll just drop it on the floor. I'm like, awesome.
Do your dogs eat food off the floor?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are our vacuums right now. Like
our dog does that where like Josh will realize he can do that with Cinnamon and then stick his hand out. Like I'll give him like a Ritz cracker with peanut butter on it, like a sandwich like that. And he'll like bite into it and then basically get the peanut butter all over his hand and then reach his hand out over the side and Cinnamon will lick his hand. And I'm like, oh, man.
See, so what we end up doing is either when we're feeding Ada, we put the dogs into their little room and lock them in, or we let them outside.
Okay.
Because they're just too much of a distraction. They will literally just like sit and like right underneath of her and like beg for the food or try to jump up and get the food or something like that. And then Ada's always looking around at the dog. So we're like, all right, that's too much of a distraction.
Yeah, of course.
While we're trying to feed her.
You just need to eat.
So once she's done, then we just brush everything off onto the floor.
Yeah.
And just let them out, and they just. I mean,
That's
it's like
cute.
crack to them.
Yeah.
They just start running to it, just eat everything. And we're like, all right, well.
There you go.
Yeah, don't need to vacuum.
Yeah, that happens to us too. It's pretty cute.
But.
I'm trying to think of happy because I guess Josh's teething was kind of meh. Let me think of what's happy. Okay, so here's my happy is Magnolia is a hilarious child the middle child, where she knows how to do stuff, she just chooses not to do it.
Okay.
So like I spent like a month trying to get her to spell her name, and she just refused to do it the entire time. And then her and Holly got like the same piece of paper, and she turned it over and wrote her name on it like it was nothing, because she wanted to dictate, this one's mine, it's not Holly's. So she knows how to do stuff. You just have to find the motivation for her to actually want to act it out. So lately, Holly is really good at, she's like 2 years older, of sitting down and coloring. Like she'll make stick figures, she'll draw like a house, she'll do stuff like that. And suddenly, like 2 weeks ago, Magnolia just sat down and started doing it like she'd done it every single day.
Wow.
And you know, you go up and you're like, what are you drawing? She's like, don't look at me, don't look at me. And you're like, okay, I'm just going to stand behind you then and look. But yeah, so no, Magnolia went from like, I feel like I was like, oh, do you want to draw something? She would like color in the lines, and she had interest in that. And then just randomly out of nowhere, she's like, cool, I'm going to draw a person now. This is me. And you're like, oh, all right. Okay, cool. I guess I guess we were focused on creating a space for you where you felt like comfortable enough to do this, and you had the resources to do it, and then you did it. Yeah. But I definitely asked you multiple times, do you want to do this? And you always just walked out of the room and did other stuff. And suddenly you're all about it.
Because she wanted to do it on her own time, it sounds
correct.
like.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm already learning what that's like.
Yeah.
So
each person is different.
Pretty much.
The way they grow up.
Yep.
Oh, man.
So I'm pretty sure that's how I am still. Is very much like, hey, you should do this, Devin. I'm like, meh. And then it's like, well, it's Inception. You should trick me into thinking that it's my idea, and then I'll do it.
That's how I did this podcast.
It is. No, 100%.
I tricked you, Devin.
You tricked me. But no, like it's funny to see characteristics of your kid and be like, where did you learn this? And it's like, that's how you react. And you're like, oh, man. Am I really that? Okay, all right. Oh, man. Yeah. So it's just funny.
Yep, you have to watch what you say and do and how you act around your kids.
Yep.
We speaking of that, I think it was on Monday, they went out to recess, like outside play for recess. And then they all came back in. Miss Melissa, the director, was asking all the kids if they had fun, and Ada apparently was like, no. So apparently she has the word no in her vocabulary now.
Fantastic.
I don't know if she knows what that means, but of course for her to say it after the director asking that question was pretty funny.
Holly's a really big fan of saying bro randomly at the end of sentences.
Bro? Oh, man, where'd she hear that from?
It's probably a classmate. I don't say bro or dude. But yeah, I was like, hey, Holly, do you want some milk? Yeah, dude.
And then I'm not a dude.
And then she just laughs at me. And I'm like, what? First of all, how do you know that word? Second of all, how do you know that's a joke? How do you? And then Magnolia would be like, yeah, bro. And I'm like, what is happening? Like, what?
I'm your father.
I'm your father. Do you have any friends that are like that? I don't care. Like, if they're like, hey, man, I'm like, hey, bro. Like,
yeah, I mean,
I don't care that much.
Bro, hey, bro, or hey, brother.
The girl, I don't know if I told you this, the girls found out my middle name is Tyler.
Okay.
So they like to call me Tyler.
Oh.
And so I just call them by their middle names.
And what are their middle names?
June and May. So the formula is flower, month, Neeson. That's what we did for the girls. So
awesome.
If we would have had a third girl, we probably would have done the same formula.
Yeah. And what is Josh's?
Joshua James. So I have a brother, dad, and grandpa who are all named James.
Okay. So you didn't do it the month?
I didn't. Also, he was supposed to be born in August, and August is the only real masculine month name. So to name him Joshua August Neeson, whenever his birth month was supposed to be August, felt weird. Also, his initials would have been Jan. So
hey, Jan.
Hey, Jan. You know, just So yeah, we went that route instead.
October is a good month.
October is actually my favorite month. No, October wouldn't work as a name.
I think it could have.
It could have, but you gotta. Oh, I feel like I already have, like, as someone with a weird first name, you got to just know what that kid's life is going to be like.
You think Devin's a weird first name?
Trust me, it is.
Oh, okay.
It's like, especially spelled with an O. Like, I get called Devon.
Devon.
No, Devon.
Devon?
Devon, yeah. If I go to
Aaron.
Aaron. No, yeah, it's, whenever I worked customer service, I actually had a running list of all the names I was called besides Devin. Whenever you're like, hey, this is Devin, how can I help you? They'd be like, Aaron? I'm like, no, Steve?
No.
Yeah. We'll say Steve. If I go to restaurants or if I do to-go orders, I normally actually say my name is Steve.
Really?
Yeah, because
just
if
mess with them,
like,
or
no, because they say my name. It's if I'm like, hey, this is I'll get 2 tacos for Devin. They're like, okay, Evan, and I'm like, that's all right. We're like, Steve is never messed up.
Okay.
But Devin can be Evan. It can be spelled with an I. You can do a Y. You can do an A. Like, there's so many. Like, I got called Bevan once.
Bevan?
And I was like, I don't even think that's a name. Like, so
people are just making this crap up
they
now.
They are. So one time I went somewhere and I said my name was Steve, and they were like, "Oh, we already have a Steve. What's your last initial?" And I blanked because I hadn't thought through my freaking. I didn't
Sir,
thought through
you don't
my fake
know
alias. So I said "in" because it's
you were
my actual last initial.
You were right,
but it also then spelled Steven.
Oh gosh.
So, yeah, no, I usually don't say I go by a different first name at restaurants because it always gets spelled wrong, gets mispronounced, or someone says something that isn't the word Devin.
Yeah.
So anyway, all that to say, I wouldn't do October because I feel like that kid would hear his entire life like, oh, like the month? And he'd be like, yep. And that'd be the whole conversation.
Well, all right.
Yep, and here we go. So we went not too weird with the middle name.
Okay. Well, cool.
What's Ada's middle name? Oh my gosh, come on.
Babe?
You don't know Ada's middle name?
I'm blanking.
Are you serious?
You have to leave this in.
Yeah, no, this
Did you forget her middle name?
Yes, I can't. I'm totally blanking.
Okay, her middle name is Grace.
Grace.
It's not that
It's
hard
Grace.
to remember. The fact that you just forgot your daughter's middle name.
It's fantastic.
I know it. I know it. Dang it, Devin.
Wow. I'm hitting you with the hard-hitting questions tonight.
Editing that.
Yeah, right? That'll be fine.
Yeah.
Welcome. Haley.
My daughter's middle name is Grace.
And he did not forget that one bit.
Nope, not at all.
Haley's first and only appearance on the podcast after that. You genuinely blanked.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you looked at me like, what did you just ask me?
I was trying to go through my memory bank of what is it?
She has one.
Yeah, she has one, right?
We named her she does. Something.
I need to remember that. Grace.
She
died 30 years ago. That's the way I need to remember it.
Oh my
okay.
Gosh.
So I know movie quotes, but I don't know my daughter's middle name.
I don't hear your daughter talking or crying, but I do hear your wife laughing at you in the other room.
Yeah.
So we're going to call it.
All right. See ya.
We really hope you enjoyed that episode. Please make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the Nashville Dads. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time.